So today we are going to learn how to make see how the image is kind of blended into the background. The background is the colored pink, blue, black. That's what you call the background. So we are going to learn how to make images blend into the background and also how to make background with multiple colors. So backgrounds that usually have multiple colors blending together, like yeah, that's what you call gradients. So there are actually two different forms of color shades that you can use when you're making design. We have we either use a solid color or use a gradient, a solid color or gradient. So what do we mean by solid color? So solid color is just a shade or just one particular color that you're going to work with, and then the color is uniform throughout the design. That's what a solid color is. So example of a solid color, I mean any color at all. You just pick white is a solid color, pink is a solid color, blue is a solid color. So I mean, then let me create a new a new file and then we'll start working on it. So I'm creating it. We know how we do it. You make your title, so MPT graphic session, and then you change that's how you change pixel. Since it's a social media flyer, we make it 1080 by 1080, and then the resolution we set it to 300. I prefer to leave color and then the background to white, and then you click on create. So this is what we have, and then we are going to create a new layer. So you come down here, this the layer 2. So you just click on it once, and then it creates a new layer. And now you come to the new fill or the fill adjustment layer. When you click on it once, you realize that you have solid color, gradient, pattern, brightness, and those ones. So we want a solid color. We just click on it, and now you see what we have. So with a solid color, you can't put two colors on it. I mean, what I mean is you can't get two colors when you choose a solid color. You only get one color. If it's white, it's white. If it's black, it's black. And yeah, that's basically creating what a solid color is. So when you do that, you click OK. Now this is what we call a solid color, just one type of color or one shade of color. So the next thing I mentioned was the gradient. The gradient. So the gradient I said is a blend of two or more colors. That's what we call gradient. A blend of two or more colors. So let's see how we create a gradient. No, but before that, I want to show you an alternative way that you can create a solid color, an alternative way. So the first one was you come to the layer 2, and then you add a new layer. You come to the adjustment layer and then solid color, and then you choose your color. This time around, we are not doing that. We come to the layer 2, you double click on the layer for that layer. The layer that you just created, you double click on it, and then the layer style for the layer opens. This is what I mean by that, the layer style. So at this point, you can make several changes to that particular layer that you just created, and then you look through this side. We have something like color overlay. Do we get it? Now we come for color overlay, and then now we can change the color for that layer. This I'm coming. Yeah, so this another way that you can create solid colors. So let's go back to the previous one. So we already talk about the gradient layer. I said it's a blend of two or more colors. That's what a gradient is. A gradient. So you come down here for the layer two or the create new layer. You click on it once, and now you come to the adjustment layer icon. This one. You click on it once, and then you go for gradient. Do you get it? So once you choose the gradient option, you can now make the it gives you the chance for you to blend two or more colors, just like you can see over here. So with this option, it's ranging from black to transparent. Black to transparent. If you don't want it that way, you just click on this side, and there are other options for you to work with. So with some of these ones, I created them. You create it and then you just save. Like, do you get it? This here is more of light and then going into a deep color something. Did someone leave me? Oh, sorry about that. But can you please rejoin? I think that would Richard, can you see my screen? Jordan, I think you will have to rejoin if possible.
Yeah, I've joined, but I can't see like the screen.
Wow. So, okay, a minute. Let me just stop sharing and then start sharing again. So, so can you see it now, Jordan?
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh,
So, this what I mean by the gradient. So let's do that. Let's go over it again. You come to the layer two or icon down here. Click on it. You have your layer created, and now you want a gradient instead. So you click on the adjustments icon, and now you can select gradient. The second option, gradient, and now you can work with this. So assuming you have this, so how do you go about this? Like, just in case you have something like this, so it's ranging from black to transparent. It's ranging from black to transparent. So now we want to change the color. Maybe I want something like green to blue once, and then uh, please hold on a minute. My mom is calling. And so I was talking about the gradient to how to change the color. So you just click on it once, and now you have this option appearing. You may have in your Photoshop ranging from this side to this end. Or is it this end? Yeah, this end. They are custom colors or gradients that are in Photoshop. When you install your Photoshop for the first time, that's you have those colors present. So you can just select any of them, and now you can edit it. So maybe I want to blend three colors. So I can see over here this blue, red, and then yellow. You can pick this one and then I'll edit it. Maybe I want to pick this. I can choose any of those ones and then edit. That's one of the things about Photoshop. So let's pick any of the colors and then edit. So I'll just select this one, and then I'll come to this tiny box over here. So that's where you're going to change the color for red. Then when you go to this end, that's where you change the color for the green. So we want to do something like blue and then what? What color should we add? So let's see. I'll pick blue and kind of dark blue. shade somewhere, and then you click OK, and now you come to this box, and then you click on that one too, and now you can pick what color. Yeah, so maybe I can pick light blue. Yeah, so I don't know why, but nowadays like kind of attracted to blue visa and all. So that's just on the personal level also. Sorry about that. Yeah. So that's how gradients are. And then in order for me to, I mean, if I know I'm going to work next time in Photoshop, and then I may have to create gradients. If you want, you can just save what this color shade, the gradients that you just did. You can just save the preset. So that's how come I have these colors, these shades present. Once I do a gradient, I just click on the new and then I save it. So even if I close Photoshop and then I come back, I can still go and then pick the color that I want and I use it for a different design, or maybe edit it a bit and then work around. Yeah, so you can see this ones. I just created them and then I saved. So for this color, for instance, I showed there was a flyer that I showed earlier. Yeah, so this flyer, for instance, the gradient in it, I stored it, and that was, and this one of the gradients I was using for the design. So that's with gradient. So now, please, do you have any questions for me? I've talked about creating solid colors and then creating gradients and now creating new layer. You just click on the layer, then you have a layer created for you. And now for solid colors, you just go to the adjustment tool and you choose your solid color and then you apply it to it. For gradient, you choose the gradient. So please, do you have any questions for me at this point? Do you have any questions for me? Alright, so silence means you all understand. So let me continue. But me when I'm done now. Yeah, so the next thing I said I'm going to talk about is the picture blending. The picture blending. So you see how the picture is kind of like, you can see the legs are gradually fading into the background. It's not magic. Yeah, there's just a simple thing that you can all do. And I mean, when you are starting with flyers, this should be one of the easiest things that you should be able to do. Like, even if you don't have any idea in mind, you just have one picture, and then Charlie, you're good to go. You have one picture and then you're good to go. So now let's see how we are going to do this. So we've created our gradient and we want the image. Well, what image are we going to use? Before you can import your image, let me show you how it's done. You go to files, you go to files on top, and then now you look for place embedded. So for those of us using Adobe Photoshop CC or Photoshop CC or I think C6 or CS6, we will just see place. But for those of us using the advanced like 2019 and upwards, I mean, there are other ones you just see place embedded. So if you don't see place, look for place embedded, and now you click on it once, and now it opens your computer. It will now have access to your computer. So now you can now search for the image or the picture that you want to use for the flyer. Do you get it? So these are some of the resources I have. I mean, like, just let me expand. one. Let's see if we can get the picture that we used in the other one. Yeah, so this is it. Once you see it, you double click on it, and then the image will automatically be imported into Photoshop for you to work on. Now your image is here. But then, if you don't want to use this option, like going to File and then setting for Place Embedded, the other option that you have is open your file, your folder, or your desktop something. You see where my own is, and now you just look for the image where your file is or the picture is, and then you just drag it into Photoshop until it opens, and now you drop it. That's the second option you have if you don't want to go down process. It's very simple. I usually just go pick my thing and then come and drop it. Like I just pick it, drop it in the dustbin, drop it in the dustbin. That's So we have our image here, and then we said we wanted it to be in the form of this. The image should blend with the background in the sense that it should fade gradually into it. So that's what you are going to do. How do you go about this? Because there is no fading, and we can't use this like that for the flyer. I mean, we can use it, but it will not really communicate or make us have a feel of what we want to do. So how do you go about it? So each time I'm going to make a change or edit a picture, I make sure I duplicate the picture. I make a copy of it, and then I leave it there so that I make any other changes that I want to the new copy. So that just in case I want it, I mean I have the copy here already, so why don't I just use that one instead? So to make a copy of it, you just press and hold Control and then press down J. So when I do that, do you see what happened over here? So let me redo it and you see. So be looking at this side, this particular layer. So it's selected. You press down Control and then press J. So Control plus J, and now you have the layer duplicated. So a copy of this. If you don't, I know some of you might forget the shortcut, but then you can just, the alternative is just pick the layer, like drag it, and then the layer 2 that's down here, and then you leave it into it, and now it makes a copy. That's the alternative. This layer 2, you just drag the picture into the layer 2, and now you leave it, and it makes the copy for you. It's the same way if you want to delete, so you just drag it. Now you send it to the dustbin over there, and it will delete it for you. So that's the alternative. So Control J, I made my copy, and I'll press the I so that I won't see this one. And then now we have our copy. What we do is we have to mask it so that the effect is not actually applied to the image. It's applied to the masking. So the masking is more of like, I have a book with cover. So you see our normal book, like the exercise books that we have. Though we have the sheets in it, the contents, like the sheet, the pages, those ones, and then we have a cover. If I should write my name on the cover, the name won't appear in the sheets. The leaflets. The name won't appear on it. Where I wrote it is where it's going to appear. And in that sense, that doesn't really affect what I'm going to write on the leaflets or the sheets of the book. So it's the same thing that applies here. So we create a mask, a layer mask. a layer mask of for the pic so that any changes that we make is going to affect the layer mask but not the image. However, we are going to see the effects that we did on the layer mask on the image. So this is what I mean. If you want to create a layer mask, this it. You come to down here, see first, second, third option. That's the layer mask. It will be like add layer mask. You click on it once, then your layer mask is added. And now you go for the gradient tool. The gradient tool. This is it. Or you can just press the letter G to select the gradient tool. And then once you do that, you realize that my mouse pointer have changed into a plus sign. So we are good to go. We can now make our editing. You just click on top, like click and hold on top of the picture anywhere, double click and then drag it down as if you are drawing a line in MS Word or you are creating a shape. You drag it down and then you leave it, and voila, that's what we have. So that's basically how you do it. But then it all depends on how you want it. So maybe I just want a short portion of it to blend into it. So I'll just come. I won't go and select maybe from the top part all the way down and leave it. But when you do it this way, it's more of I like it this way because it's like it blends perfectly into the background. That's what I'm trying to say. But if you just do it a short thing like this, you can see that the ending part is kind of sharp, and then we have just more parts blending into the background. So you want it to blend very well into the background, but then you don't want the entire face of it. So if I should start from the top and then I go down, see the blending is starting from the head, but we want this part of it to be clear too. So I'll start somewhere here and then move down. So now I have this. Please, do you get it? Do you have any other questions for me? If not, I'll start asking questions. Hey, because I said that someone left. Stanley. Because I said it, Stanley left. Wow. Yeah, so it's fine. Journal 2 is gone. Okay. Yeah, so this basically what I wanted us to do today. I mean the gradient, we talked about the creating gradient colors and then creating solid colors, and now blending an image or a picture in the background using the gradients tool. So I think I would like to end here.